Hey, Paul from Helpful Tips at Home here. Today we're going to discuss winterizing your pool filter. If you watched my video last week about closing your pool for the winter, you saw how I backwashed this filter. Today we're going to take it apart and clean it all out internally and get it stored in the garage. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is loosen the union here to disconnect the filter canister from the pump motor. And that's all there is to it. We'll take the filter over to the driveway now and start taking it apart. The canister is now on the driveway. This particular model has a collar that holds the top to the bottom of the canister. Typical design for a Hayward pool filter canister. This is held together by two long bolts. So all we need to do is loosen up the nuts, pull the bolts out, and take the collar off and separate the lid from the canister body. One thing I learned the hard way a couple of years back when I did this, I didn't orient where the lid was back on top, the angle I needed properly to get the hoses in a good position to go back on the pool. So just note your orientation before you take it apart, unless you have a situation where it doesn't really matter. For me, it does. So the other hardware on the other side is now removed. Simply just going to pull off the collar, little tap on both sides, put those off to the side, and now just lift up on your lid to expose your fingers. As you can see, they're pretty caked up on the top here, even though backwashing only does the lower half of the fingers here from the DE. So we're gonna go get our garden hose and hose everything out now. Just want to give you guys a close-up view of how much DE is still caked here in the top of these fingers. And it's important to get those hosed out well so next summer the filter can operate properly at peak performance. And also you can see here in the canister there's some that we have to rinse out of the bottom as well. When hosing this out, this is going to make a mess. You're going to have white powder all over the ground here. It's fine, doesn't hurt anything. When you're done, you just hose it all down thoroughly and you'll never know you were even here. So let's show you what I'm talking about. You can see how much cleaner they look already. Those are just the outer ones. We have to get a good solid stream to get the inner ones clean as well. Just gonna rotate it over. Want to also flip it up on its lid like this so you can spray directly down inside of all those fingers to get everything hosed out of there. Now I don't know if you guys can see it in the video here, but besides the DE that's coming out, there's all kinds of particles, hair, and other things that this filter has captured all season long. Okay, we're good to go. All the fingers are hosed out, they're nice and clean. Now I'm going to hose out the canister here. So I'm going to face the valve over towards the fence here, open her up, and just start hosing. And also spray through the discharge port as well. All right, nice and clean. Now I've already inspected all these they're fine. You want to inspect them all, make sure none of them are torn, ripped, dislodged, or anything like that, because that will affect how well they will filter the pool water next summer. If you needed to take those out, you just remove all these nuts and go all the way around. That white plastic plate will pull off, and then you can change the sleeves on the fingers. You can also see inside the canister here how much nicer that is, all cleaned out, ready to be put back together. Now that everything is clean, we're going to start to reassemble the canister. So we're going to move it over here a little bit just to get it out of the water and the muck over there. As you can see, you're going to have some residual water inside here, which I just got all over myself, but that's fine. It's warm and sunny here right now. And we got the orientation pretty much where we had it. Just take your clamps, put them on. If you notice, there are sleeves with the long threaded bolts that go over the thread so it doesn't gouge up the plastic. So we put those in. Washer and a nut. And repeat on the other side. What I do is I put them the opposite direction of each other. I find it tightens more evenly that way. Make them finger tight at first, and then you can just gently tighten the nuts down. Again, this is plastic. Don't want to tighten it hard, or you're going to hear that dreaded crack sound. And believe it or not, that's all you need to do. Everything is tightened back up now. It's all back together. The one thing I forgot to mention is between the lid and the canister, there is a gasket that you want to give a quick visual inspection. Be sure there's no nicks or gouges or that it's torn. More than likely you would know that it would be leaking when the pump would be running. I'm going to give this a quick rinse off, put it in the sun and let it dry, and then I'll store it in the garage. As always, thanks for watching, and if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. This is Paul from Helpful Tips at Home.